Hello and welcome. I'm your geek Eric, and today I'm going to be reacting to a video that the Godot team has posted on new games being worked on in 2020. And it's really awesome because, well, I guess they're not all new. A couple of the games were on last year's list. And what's so cool about that is that people are developing games in Godot, the same game, for over a year. And as well, if you're not a game developer or worked on long-term projects, you'll understand that the complexity of a project of a weekend time scale versus a month-long time scale is so much different than a year project and beyond. And I think that really speaks to Godot's maturity as an engine and the expanding community. So let's go ahead and switch screens, because I've recorded this video no less than 4 times, and every time I forgot to switch to the monitor. The more you know. Okay, so I remember this time. Good job. So in the description below, I'll be linking to their blog. I'll be linking to their Patreon. Please, if you're using their software and you believe in what they're doing, you have the extra cash, toss a couple bucks their way. They're so close to hiring another developer. Okay, I'll watch a little on a bigger screen. So, like I said, I've watched this 4 times now, so I kind of got my thoughts together. Hopefully, this first game, Gravity Ace, I think they've really mastered a great amount of juice to have in this. And if you don't know what juice is in game terms, juice is stuff like particle effects, sound, shaders, screen shake, feedback in if you hit something, it should move back, and depending on the force that you're firing, sometimes you should move back, knock back. And they've done a great job of that. And it really took their game and just turned it up one extra notch. And here we go. Just continuing throughout this whole entire video, you'll see a lot of cool, unique, different art styles. And they seem to be using a lot of billboarded 2D assets mixed in with 3D. Here's Resolution. This is the first game on the 2020 list that was also on last year's 2019 list. It kind of reminds me of Hyperlight Drifter with the art style, and that's definitely a compliment. You know, I think I played a game kind of similar to this on Steam. I forget if it was called like Hitman or Spies. So the Garden Path. The Garden Path really is reminding me of that. What is it called? Water paint? I think it's water paint. That art style. I wonder if the creator of this game, I wonder if they actually used water paint on paper and then like scanned it or did something cool like that. That'd be super awesome. Or they probably could have gotten the same effect using Krita. It would have been much easier and much smarter. This game was also on the 2019 list, which means, once again, they've been working on that game for over a year. That's so awesome. A cool platformer. And here we go. We have a kind of Star Fox feeling vector looking game. I think this game right here also has really great juice. It doesn't have as much screen shake, which is fine. You don't have to have screen shake. Some people don't even like screen shake. But your attacks, give you feedback, your attacks give enemies knockback. It feels like everything has weight. Even when you teleport, it's that fading effect behind you. I don't know. It makes it look really cool, and I bet there's a sound with it as well that's really like hammering at home what's going on. And here's a cool platformer that allows the player to shift gravity to continue through the level. Now here we have Hive Time, and this is actually the first game with Godot that's using, or that I've seen. I'm sure others have come before probably, but it's the first game that I've seen using Godot that is using so many agents on the screen at a time. And what I'm referring to is all these little bees are little AIs with behaviors like seek, cohesion, separation, and probably many more. But those are your normal basic ones. And the reason that when people want to have this many agents on the screen at a time, they use those kind of simple rules, is because on lower end hardware you couldn't have all these bees with physics and colliders. That would get really complicated on the CPU and bog down lower end systems. And if you turn off the bees, you can make higher end systems slow down as well. So what game developers have been using for a long time, I believe the Sims probably had not Sims, was Command and Conquer probably had a similar architecture to its agents. But you can select a group of them probably and point them from maybe a honey production area to a storage area, and then you'll have a group of bees transferring honey back and forth. And that would be a function of the seek method. A combination of that is the adhere method. You want them to kind of bunch up. I mean, they're moving in a flock, but you don't want them to overlap. Now you could solve that using colliders, but if you were using colliders, that would take up some extra CPU cycles. So instead, you can use the separation function, and it just loops through the surrounding bees and makes sure that bee is staying a little bit of distance away from all of them, so it doesn't break the immersion. Really cool that the engine is this capable, really. And here's we were talking about physics. This is a really cool physics-based game, using golf kind of in the same like gravity way as in what was it, Mario Galaxy. What's so cool about this game is that when you're watching the ball roll around on some of these surfaces, it doesn't look glitchy, and that's actually kind of difficult to do when you take a ball or any kind of physics object and put it on such a small sphere. I'm sure they're using a ton of friction. Now this right here, this is the perfect time to pause for this game. This I would say 2 years ago, this would have slowed down Godot or Godot. As soon as that tank broke into pieces, what it's doing is it's spawning in a whole bunch of physics objects. And by doing that, it really increases like the load on the CPU and would generally cause a frame hitch. But watching it happen several times in this demo, it didn't slow down a beat. It's going a long way. This is a really cute art style. Here we have a really cool fast-paced platformer. matching game. I've seen a lot of these on mobile. I bet they're really popular. And here we go. Another game pushing Godot's 3D lighting, 3D fog, ambient occlusion, pushing all these new systems that have been added in the last couple of years. And I can't wait to see how they perform here in 6 to 12 months when we get the new release of Godot 4.0. With that release, I believe we're getting new lighting. We're definitely getting new rendering, and that they're moving from OpenGL to Vulkan. And hopefully that will not only give us some performance benefits, but also some quality benefits. The last piece of software here, now this was a game showcase, but the last piece of software is not a game. It is a paint application, which seems to have like really good support for animation. So it'd be really cool if the person that made this application is using it to make their own game. That'd be so awesome. Anyway, if you were inspired by some of the games in this showcase, please go download Godot. There's a ton of tutorials out there. I'll hopefully be making some in the coming months as I learn more about Godot. So please subscribe and ring that bell. Also, if you like this kind of video content format, don't forget to like the video. That will tell me if I need to make more. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.